Hey, what is up, family? Welcome to another episode of Hollywood Mix with Shambi, the podcast. If this is your first time here, first let me start by saying thank you for pulling up. If you've been rocking with me since day one, welcome home. You know I love you to pieces. Alright, so today we're going to be doing Speak About It, Episode 8. Now, this is a series where we give the mic to our incarcerated brothers and sisters so they can tell the story in their own story instead of just, us listening to it, going by third party, or, the side of law enforcement. We get to hear it from them themselves. No filter, no Hollywood spin, just the truth firsthand. All right. So as you know, I'm your host, Shambi, and I have to be real with y'all right out the gate today. Today's episode is a little bit different than what we're normally used to doing the Speak About It series. They didn't want you to hear this one in his own voice, right? They kept, when I was trying to do the intake part of it, blocking our messages, denying messages. And yeah, so we couldn't get things done. They didn't want you to hear this one on his own. So let me go ahead and start. His name is Kentreal Evans. He's 25 years old and he's currently being housed in the Green Bay Correctional Institution in Wisconsin. And the reason you're hearing my voice instead of his, like I was saying, is because Wisconsin Department of Corrections blocked some of our messages back and forth during the intake process of the whole podcast interview. So therefore, there was nothing wrong with, what we were saying, nothing illegal, nothing that violated policy. Just a man trying to tell his story and, me, a podcaster, trying to listen. And they shut it down. Typical, right? Alright, so, but, this is unfortunately what we have to deal with sometimes. When they do not want the incarcerated men and women to be able to tell their own story, they make it hard for us to even connect. They see that they still have people, family, friends, loved ones, advocates, podcasters, people that are willing to do what they have to do to help them to be able to tell their story. And that's, like I've told you time and time again, that's the reason I do this series. Is because, yeah, they have, some of them, not all, unfortunately, but some of them have family and friends, that they can connect with, contact, but they don't have that, I'm not going to say political, because I'm not a political podcaster. I have my own beliefs, but I don't discuss them. But they don't have that platform like this to be able to get their words out. So, but that's exactly where my role as a podcaster makes it, or matters even more. So, to anyone who thought blocking those messages would silence the story, you were absolutely fucking wrong. Alright? Because one thing about Shambi is I know I'm not doing nothing illegal. He was not doing nothing illegal. And you will not stop us from telling his story. Alright. So, we will not be unheard. We will not be silenced. This is Kentreal's story. The why behind this episode. Okay. Hold on 1 minute. Alright. For my new listeners, let me first explain to you how Speak About It usually works. It's very sacred to me for the reasons I just previously stated. It's not gossip. It's not Hollywood drama. It's about real lives behind the wall. It's about giving a microphone to people who have been intentionally disconnected from one. I want to be really transparent about what happened with Kentreal's intake because I need you to understand the systems we are working against. When someone wants to speak about it, there is a process. Normally, I will contact them to see if they're interested. They'll write me back, and say basically yay or nay. If it's a yay, I write them back, tell them what we need, we verify, we build trust, we talk about what they want to share and what they don't want to share. It's a conversation. With Kentreal, that conversation started, and then messages just started basically disappearing. Delayed, flagged, returned, deleted, whatever you want to call it. I've been doing this not long, but long enough to know the difference between a technical glitch and a block. Plus, at the bottom of the message, it actually said denied. So this was a block. And why I believe it's connected directly, to what he's about to tell you. Now, I'm not inside that facility, so I cannot prove my self-intent, but I can tell you a pattern I've seen over and over. And when an incarcerated person starts to speak about staff misconduct, about retaliation, about relationships, anything that they are doing wrong against protocol or anything like that from the inside, from the staff side, suddenly their ability to communicate with the outside world gets really, really complicated. I've seen it too many times. I went through it with my ex-husband. My brother, I'm sure, has been through it. Other friends, clients for the podcast. So I made a decision. I was not going to drop his story. That's not fair because it was not his fault. So if I can't interview him, I will honor him. Get what I'm saying? By reading his words exactly as he wrote them himself. So what I did is I told him to type me up something, what he wanted to say, and send it to me. We would see if I got it. If I got it, then I would read it. And I got it. So I'm going to read them to you exactly as he wrote them to me. I will be his vessel for this episode because his story still deserves airtime. Before I read this letter, his letter, I do want to deliver a quick disclaimer. What you're about to hear is Kentreal's lived experience in his own words. These are his allegations and his perspective on what he is going through. We have not independently verified every claim with the DOC, and this podcast episode is his platform to speak his truth. Okay, take a breath with me and let's get into it. Kentreal's letter. I'm reading it verbatim. He writes, I was in a relationship with someone that formerly worked here. It was after she left that we started talking, so they put me under an investigation, terminated the investigation. But ever since, they won't give me a job. They won't let me leave maximum. They harass me and her by deleting my pictures off my tablet or texting her saying disrespectful things, attempting to embarrass her. I try to ignore some of the stuff they say to me, but it's obvious they don't want me and her talking because when I reported what they do to us, it did no help. It just made it worse. I have been sentenced to a nice portion of time with this new bill Tony Evers passed. and I will only have to do half of it, but my main focus is getting home and living comfortably while I'm here. Excuse me. Due to me being involved with that situation, it only makes it harder trying to reach my goals because I'm constantly getting distracted by the things I'm subject to while in here that I can't focus on the bigger picture. I'll appreciate any resources available, and I'm open to any help that you or your audience can offer. And then he leaves his contact information, which I'll put up at the end, like I would with a normal episode. All right, so that's the end of his email. Now, I'm breaking it down to see what he's really saying in a little bit more details. You know, he kept it kind of short just in case it didn't get through, which I'm glad he did, so he didn't waste his own time. You can never waste mine because I'm there for you. So let's unpack that, because he said a lot in a very short paragraph, you know. So first, the relationship. Basically, what he is saying is he was involved with someone who formerly worked at the facility. He is very clear that after she left working there, that's when they started talking, you know, started building a relationship, getting involved, whatever you want to call it. How deep they are into the relationship as of now, that I don't know. I don't know if it's still going on or what. I don't know. So yeah, but it was not why she was working there. That detail definitely matters though. He was investigated for it. They terminated the investigation, meaning they looked into it and closed it. In their own system, there is no finding to sustain it. But the punishment continued anyway. And that's what he's describing as the retaliation. He says no jobs, so they won't let him work any type of job in there. They won't let him leave maximum security. I'm sure y'all know there's different levels, of the prison system. You know, whether it's in numbers or just simple maximum, super max, you know, lower level. It's different names for all of the different ones. I'm not sure how Wisconsin does it. I'm not from there. I'm from Virginia, so I know how they do it. So it might be the same, something. Anyway, so yeah, they won't let him leave maximum security. Pictures being deleted off his tablet. They do that, like, because they have control. Even though the tablet is in your hands, they still have a technical, you know, through the internet type of control over it. They still can see everything. They hear all phone calls. They can see everything you do on your tablet. They can see all your emails. They can see all your pictures. They have control over all that. They have control over you, period. So yeah, they're deleting his pictures off of his tablet. The harassment, not just of him, but of her, with a disrespectful text attempting to embarrass her. Now, how they're attempting to embarrass her, I'm not sure. He didn't get into detail, and I respect that. If it was too embarrassing, I probably wouldn't say it anyway. But family, if that is true, think about what that means. Your tablet is like your lifeline on the inside. Your pictures are your family, your memories, your humanity. To have them deleted, that's not just a technical issue. That feels personal. That does feel like a form of retaliation. If he's not doing it, somebody in there is doing it, and he is saying they're doing it. So I'm here for him. I'm gonna be on his side. I'm believing Kentreal. But yeah, that feels personal. And being stuck in maximum, being denied a job in prison, a job is not just money, it's movement. It's purpose. It's good time. It's proof that you can be trusted and re-enter society. When you take something like that from someone, you are telling a man or a woman, we don't care about your rehabilitation. We don't care. We don't give a fuck what you do. We don't care about you making money. We don't care about you providing for yourself. We don't care. And that's, yes, not only retaliation, but that's also personal as well. Some of the both, right? Right. Second, he tried to report it, and he says it only made it worse. I believe that. I definitely believe that. This is the number one thing I hear about on my Speak About It series. The fear of reporting. Because when you report harassment inside, who are you reporting to? The same system that employs the people you're reporting, right? Right. So where is the protection for that? Who is the oversight? Because sometimes, and I can say this from personal experience, sometimes the oversight is not even protection. I have had to, I'm getting off track for a second. I have had to go to above the prison systems when I was married to an incarcerated man. And even that person was no help, really. And I say really because I had to sit there and be in a room by myself with 3 other people who were against me because I was standing up for me and my, at the time, incarcerated husband. Alright, so third, and this is so important, his mindset. Because even with all that going on, listen to what his focus is. Through all the harassment, all the retaliation, they don't care about his rehabilitation, the harassing his friend, all of that. Listen to what this man's focus is. He is still talking about a new bill that passed by Governor Tony Evers that would allow him to serve half his time. He doesn't sound like, to me, that he's making any kind of excuses. He says, quote, "My main focus is getting home and living comfortably while I'm here," end quote. Now to y'all, does that sound like someone who is just making excuses or anything like that? To me, it don't. To me, it sounds like he wants to reach his goals. He wants to focus on the biggest picture. The bigger picture, excuse me. But he says he's constantly distracted by what he's being subjected to. So not only is he being subjected to the everyday life of inside the prison system, he's on top of that being subjected to harassment, retaliation, and all of that by the people that are being employed by the prison system, the people that he's trying to report who are employed by the prison system. So doing the reporting and things like that is doing absolutely no fucking good. No good. It's not like he has a lifetime. He didn't discuss his charges, so I'm not going to discuss them. But I will, however, say this. His charges is not, to me, in my opinion, that serious. Well, excuse me. I only seen one. And it's not that serious for him to have to go through all this. I don't believe anybody should go through this that's in the prison system except for pedophiles. And I will make it very clear, I don't do any type of interviews with a pedophile. Very clear. I don't tolerate them, have no understanding for them. I will not help them. Point blank fucking period. He is not a pedophile. His charges, nothing like that. So yes, he deserves the help. That is what institutional harassment does, though. It doesn't just punish you in the moment, per se. It steals your mental bandwidth. It keeps you in survival mode so you can't get into growth mode. In order to be able or to want to re-enter society, you have got to be able to show some type of growth. So therefore, when they block your growth mode, when they block it, it's like they're trying to block you from being mentally able to re-enter society. It's like they're trying to block everything. They want to keep you there. Because see, they get paid for you being there. They get paid. How exactly it goes, like, I don't know if it goes, per person or what. I hate the word inmate, so I try my best not to say it. So, yeah. But they get paid for that. So when they block your mental, when they block your growth mode, they're blocking you being able to be prepared to re-enter society. They want to drag you down further. They want to keep you fucking down. They want to keep the stereotype that once a convict, always a convict. Oh, he'll be back. They want to keep that going. And that's not fucking right. And at 25 years old, he's still so young. With a long sentence ahead of him, we should want him in growth mode. We should want him to have a job, to get out of max, to take classes, to heal. Because most people are not coming home, inside are not coming home. The question is, who do we want them to be when they come home? Again, back to what I was just saying. When you block that mental bandwidth, you are blocking that growth mode. You are blocking somebody being ready, willing, able, and prepared to re-enter society. We have got to do what we can to help these people be able. If you sit up there and do that, then of course, when they come home, they're not going to be steady. They're not going to be ready. They're not going to be able. And yeah, they will go back if they have no help to mentally be able to do it. So I feel that's why any DOC, Department of Corrections, in any state does that to these men and women. Where am I at? See, I got into it. We want them, we want them to be ready. We want him to come home. We want him to be able to get a job. We want him to be able to grow. We want him to be out of whatever mentality he was in before he did what he did to be in prison. So, yeah. He ends his letter by asking for resources and for help. Not, let me make this clear, not with his case. Not to get out early. Just for resources to live comfortably and better himself while he's in there. That humility hit me hard for him. I feel for him. The bigger picture. Why this episode matters. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. We talk about, this is why I will never stop doing Speak About It though. Hold on. Hold up. Okay. So yeah, this is why I will never stop doing Speak About It. This series is definitely dear to my heart. All my series I do on my podcast are dear to my heart, but this one most definitely is the closest to my heart because, like I've told you guys, my brother is doing hard time. He's doing life plus 30. My ex-husband, who I don't speak to, but yes, he got screwed. He's doing hard time. I have other friends that are doing hard time. And we talk a lot about Hollywood on this podcast, but this is Hollywood. This is the system. This is power, control, censorship. And a young black man in Wisconsin saying, can somebody please hear me? You know, and it's not about race or anything like that, because I myself am 100% Caucasian. It has nothing to do with that. Not in my eyes. Now, when it comes to the system or the people doing this to him, I could be totally wrong on that. I cannot speak for that. But me, myself, I care. No matter what color you are. We don't get paid. Well, I don't get paid for this, and I don't charge for it. It's just simply advocating, podcasting, being there, listening, and helping tell the story, helping it get out there. But Kentreal is 25. When you're 25, you're still basically becoming who you are. And right now, the system is just trying to tell him who he is. They're trying to tell him who he is, not him. They're not listening to him tell them who he is, who he wants to become, who he will become. They're not giving him a chance. They won't let him reach the outside. That's where I come in. A problem, that's definitely a problem. Someone to be held in max, someone who doesn't deserve a job. You mean to tell me you're not giving this man a chance to provide for himself? They already don't pay shit. So you're not letting him provide for himself with the little pension pennies y'all want to pay them for people. They do the same jobs and actually work harder inside than people on the outside doing the same job. They get paid $20 an hour. They get paid cents. Excuse me. Someone whose pictures can be deleted, like you're taking you're trying to delete his family life from him, his outside contact. Well, one thing you need to know about Shambi is I can't be stopped, baby. I can't be stopped. I know my rights. I'm not doing nothing illegal. And as long as I can do it, I will be here for these men and women. I will keep going. My brother, who is in prison, gave me the motivation, inspiration to do this. And I'm going to do that because they deserve it. I'm here to tell them something different. Kentreal, I know you probably won't be able to hear this, but you're a human being. You deserve to be heard. Your story does fucking matter. Your future matters. To the Wisconsin Department of Corrections, if you're listening, I say this with respect, but full of chest. All my chest poking out. Blocking communication between a journalist / podcaster and an incarcerated person who wants to share his lived experience is not security. It's not. It's censorship. If there was nothing illegal in our messages, which it wasn't, let them through. Let people speak. Because you're not, what are you proving? By denying them messages, what are you proving? Nothing. And I actually hope somebody from there does hear this. They do share it to him. See, I'm getting pissed off because I'm raising my voice and I don't feel good. So yeah, I chose to do this story on the right day. And again, Kentreal, if you was ever able to hear this, or if someone inside plays this for you, we got your words out. We did not let it get buried. You were not unheard today. Nah, my dude. We did this together. Fist bump in the air. Call to action. So let's do what he asks. Let's get him some resources. Kentreal asks for resources and is open to help. If you're listening and you know about legitimate, vetted resources for men at Green Bay Correctional, please send them to me. I will get them to him. I promise you that. Or you can try and send them to him. I'm going to post his contact information up at the end. So, for anyone inside Wisconsin or with loved ones inside, here are some general starting points. Please always verify if they are currently accepting requests. For grievances and oversight, the Wisconsin DOC has an Office of the Secretary and Formal Inmate Complaint Review Systems, ICRS. Document everything. All right? Dates, times, names, badge numbers, if possible. Make sure you keep copies, not just one copy. Keep multiple copies. Get you some folders. Everything. I don't care what it is. Also, the ACLU of Wisconsin takes reports of retaliation and condition issues. They can't take every case, but they can track patterns, right? Number 2, for education and growth while inside, look into correspondence programs. Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, Second Chance Pell, and organizations, like Prisoners Legal Assistance, Education Justice Project. If he can't get a facility job, education can be his job. There's nothing wrong with furthering your education. That's even more proof that you tried, more proof that you're trying to prepare yourself to re-enter society, and more proof that you are going to look for a damn good job when you get out. Let me see. Number 3, for mental health and coping inside, request access to psychological services. Outside organizations like Black and Pink and Wisconsin Books to Prisoners offer community connection and books, which can be a lifeline when your tablet or pictures are deleted. For family and support, if his or her outside support person is being harassed via text or anything, he or she needs to document and save everything. Harassment after employment ends is still very serious. And to my audience, you can write to him. A letter can change his whole week inside. Again, I'm going to put his information up. Please note, always check the Wisconsin DOC website for current mail rules. No perfume, no stickers, no Polaroids, plain white paper and envelope. And do not send anything about his case or investigation. Just send human encouragement, love, If you want to support Speak About It, episode 8, share this episode, tag at Wisconsin DOC, tag Governor Evers' office, use the hashtag We Will Not Be Unheard. Let them know we are paying attention. He has people on the outside who are paying attention, who are going to tell his story for him. He's not alone in there. Y'all might think he is, just because y'all are doing what y'all got to do to block his blessings, but you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. See, God put me in that man's path for a reason, because I am here to tell his story even if he can't tell it. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to ever hear this, but if you are, Kentreal, thank you for trusting me with your story. I know it wasn't easy writing it, knowing it might be blocked. I honored it the best I could. I hope you and your loved ones love it. To everyone listening, thank you for sitting with a hard story. This is what Speak About It, episode 8 is for. If you're currently incarcerated and you want to share your story, or you know someone who is currently incarcerated and wants to share the story, if you're family or friends of a loved one and want to share your story, or even if you're a victim of a crime. Now, I'm going to stop right there, because if you're a victim of a crime, I will do your story, but not if I have done the person who committed the crime against you, if that makes sense, because I do not want to feel like, or anybody to feel like I'm playing sides, because that's not what I'm here for. If you would like, I have done a story on myself. I am a domestic violence survivor, and I don't remember what episode number it is, but if you look under the Speak About It series, I put the names by every, episode number / and then the person's name. You will see Shan B. That's my domestic violence case I survived, so you'll be able to know. But yeah, if you want to share your story, anything like that, look me up on all socials, Hollywood Mixed with Shan B. I'm gonna post a copy of all my links at the end of this video as well. If your messages start getting blocked, we will find another way. We always do. Always. I'm Shan B. This has been a really special episode, because I have not done one like this before, and I actually really enjoyed it. Sorry about me getting loud. I got really pissed off and upset at certain points. But yeah, I'm Shan B. This has been Hollywood Mixed with Shan B, the podcast. Speak About It, episode 8, and we will not be unheard. Until the next time, I love you all. Be safe and speak about it. We are. Bye.